Good evening my fellow gamers, and thank you for tuning in again to my video. And in this one we are doing 100% completion, all achievements for Return to Grace. Now this is going to take us 2 playthroughs, and the first playthrough we're going to get pretty much 99% of the achievements, and then the second playthrough we're going to rinse through that as fast as possible just to get the final few achievements on that one, because there's kind of a few different endings, so we need to do it a specific way on the second run. But the good thing about the second run is we don't need to do half the stuff we did on the first, so we can go straight through that and just get that done right towards the end. Now I am going to put timestamps below so you can actually skip to any specific achievement that you need. Otherwise I would advise just sort of following in the exact order, and you can't go wrong. You'll get every single achievement by the end of it. So that's the best way to do it. Take your time on the video, pause it where you need to, and just follow along carefully. Now the final playthrough, I will put that at the end of the video for the second run, that is, so you can skip straight to that if you are looking for that one, but it's there anyway. So right, let's get started. And guys, if you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up, it really helps me a lot. And of course, if you want to see more achievements and more guides and all this cool stuff, please do subscribe, it helps also a lot. So thanks for watching guys, let's get cracking and let's get started on Return to Grace.
Figure out where you're
so as we begin the game, I would advise just follow these achievements carefully, follow them all in order, and you can't go wrong. We will be collecting part of the third achievement just before the second achievement, so just bear that one in mind. And for this first achievement, it's called Not All Those Who Wander Are Lost, and as soon as you drop out the landing pod, you will get that achievement. So now let's skip ahead on to the next part. So you just want to follow the blip on your radar. I'm just going to go through this one without skipping. It's not too far ahead. Again, I'm going to try and keep this video as short as I possibly can, and usually cut all this part out, but we need this as part of the third achievement, so just follow the blip, go in the direction of the blip on your radar. It's a shame there's no sprint button on this, but it is what it is. And you will come across this weather station, and you want to examine this.
Looks like a weather station.
Boom, you're done. Now you can continue on. Well, let's keep going.
It's at least 700 years
and now we're going to move on to the second achievement, which is pretty much right ahead. If you did follow my weekly quick and easy Game Pass achievements, this one, the first 7 achievements are actually on here.
This looks climbable.
So climb the hill after the dialogue. And again, this is going to be the second achievement.
Which way here?
So these achievements are flying through already, right? And you want to take, you want to take the right side on this bridge. You want to climb the rock and take the right side bridge. And you will find this rock pile. Click on the rock pile and away you go.
Point for navigation?
Now you're going to come onto this next bridge, and we are now going to get the third achievement.
Oh, no.
So again, I'm just going to walk through this one just so we don't make any mistakes at the beginning here.
Fell into a stupid fissure. Looking for a new way to reach the spire.
It is a little bit slow paced. There's no skipping dialogue or anything like that, which is a bit unfortunate, but you know. So if you remember just a minute ago, we got that first weather station. We examined the first weather station. This third achievement is going to be for us to examine both weather stations. And the second one is not too far, just after we squeeze through these rocks. So again, be sure that you got the first weather station examined.
It's opened up again.
And here is the second one, and this is going to get us the elementary My Dear Watson.
Another station.
Third achievement.
Too close together to be weather stations.
And then once you've got the third achievement, we can now move on to the fourth and continue to follow your blip. We're just going to go straight ahead. Again, I'm going to make this as quick as I possibly can.
We're close.
The quicker we can get through it, the quicker you can get your 100%. And the next one should just trigger as we go through these rocks. And this fourth one is called Hello There. And it's basically to find Grace Spire, which is this place.
This has to be it.
Now you can examine the ladder if you wish to. But other than that, You should get it as soon as you walk in this area.
There's a destroyed surface
Okay,
wall.
now continue on through the mission and we will get the 5th achievement. Okay, so now for achievement number 5, you will drop down into all these shafts and tunnels and stuff, and you will eventually fall out here.
Oh no.
You can't miss this one. And as soon as you drop down, you just want to head to the center there.
Are you hurt, Addy?
I'm working on it. The structure is
And this will give you the this means something achievement. This will be achievement number 5.
The perfect setup for disappointment.
I found the beacon.
It should activate anytime now. Now what you want to do is examine the console and just follow it along until all these doors lock
I
down
think we can make a connection
the
here?
next achievement. So let's go ahead and skip over to the 6th achievement. Okay, and you can see the doors locking down right now.
Alan, you there?
As soon as we've done this,
Alan?
Hello.
we're going to wait for the dialogue.
Visitor. Let's have a look.
Where's Alan?
And this will be the They'll Never Take Our Freedom achievement, number 6.
Entering a home without knowing its host.
And after this little bit of dialogue,
Grace?
they're going to ask us to
I'm not entirely Grace.
escape the
I'm
trap,
holding on to
basically,
just a small part of her logic
and use this
process.
lever on the bottom
Grace is
here.
still here.
And what brings you here?
We're still
name is
waiting for this one.
Adamari.
Again, you can't miss this one. This is part of the
I
story.
must apologize, Adamari. Require your assistance. There should be a manual winch set in the floor at the foot of one of the sliding doors.
There we go. This is the part where we need to use the winch. It's right here. Just
This must
open the
be
floor
it.
panel.
Working the winch will open the door.
And then basically use this to open the door.
Do you know where Grace has been all this time?
Obviously, the controls may differ on console.
She's been gone for
I'm on
hundreds of
PC right
years.
now.
I am running on a very old server.
And once this reaches the top, you should get the They'll Never Take Our Freedom
Grace ushered in
achievement. That
humanity's
should pop
golden
there,
age.
number 6.
Peace across the system. Booming interplanetary trade.
Let's do this right to the top.
Colonies beyond the orbit of Neptune. And then she was gone. And it all fell apart.
I'm sorry, I don't remember.
Well, you're a lot more than an archaeologist usually gets.
Like so. Easy peasy.
The first step to restoring Grace is to bring the Spire's power station.
Okay, so I'm just going to show you this security pad real quick so you know what you're doing.
What do I do here?
This is a security panel. I am
So for this security panel, you just want to create a square in the center. Light all the squares in the center up and make sure all the others are off.
Okay. The 9 buttons in the center.
Okay, so the 9 in the center,
If you're
like
not
so,
Grace,
and then just turn all the
what
others
do I
off.
call you?
Dead easy.
I don't believe there are any identification strings in my base logic that would suffice.
I'll call you Logic then. For now. Until we have a better
Boom.
idea of who you
Nice
are.
and easy.
And,
That should get you through.
You can call me Addie.
So now, let's continue on. I'm just going to walk this bit.
Until we have a better idea of who you are.
It's not too far away for the next achievement.
So what exactly are you?
The station's emergency server.
So,
has into Grace's original
this next
logic
one's going to
process.
be, frankly, my dear, I don't give a
As you
damn.
suggested. The server
And basically, we're
can
going to have a
also
new
run
AI
dedicated
pop
to
up, or
control
voice
the
pop up, whatever you want to call it, and it's known as Control.
dedicated solely to empathizing with and
And
understanding
he's like,
feelings. When
I don't know,
power
he's
is
the more
restored,
evil
Grace's primary servers
evil
should
AI out of the two.
and we will become
I don't know the full
sentient
story
parts
yet,
of
so
consciousness.
we still
looks
have
like
to follow
metallic
along
rock.
with this one.
The power station is set into the spire's foundation stone.
The foundation stone.
So we're just going to go down the elevator here.
Most certainly. About 50
As soon as this opens,
from what I can recall.
Amazing. Most accounts of Grace's origins talk about
again, if you followed my quick and easy achievement guide,
Makes
my
sense.
weekly one, you
Wouldn't
will,
be any construction resources
you'll get to this
abandoned
point
enough to
anyway.
build a structure.
And this will
Imagine
actually be the
effort
last
it would take to
achievement for
reroute
that
an
one.
asteroid that big. We don't do anything like that today. Can you open this?
Okay, now we just need it to open the door.
I will need to direct power from logic to
Again, I'm going to be
process.
skipping parts like this in future, just to make it short. I just want to get this ball rolling so you're aware of what's
What do you
going
mean,
on and where you're
at the
going.
same level.
Good luck, Addie.
Now we are going to have to come back to this point in part 2 and actually do it slightly different. Sorry, in playthrough 2 and do it slightly different. So just bear that one in mind. So now all you want to do here is go to the bottom.
Where would I have gone?
And here we go. Here's the new guy, Control.
Just stronger. The voice of control resonates through the very walls of the
So he's going to
structure.
ask us to activate those 3 generators in the back there.
Generators
Ignore what he's
that
saying and examine everything around you. So we're going to examine the crane when it's finished its dialogue. So he's telling us to go to the generators now, which are them 3 there. Examine that, and he gets a bit frustrated. And then these crates here opposite the crane, examine those.
You know what's in these?
And that should pop the achievement, frankly my dear, I don't give a damn. Now if it doesn't activate, you can move over to these containers with machinery
These look like
here
holding tanks.
and do the
How
same with that
exactly do these
one,
turbines work?
so on and so forth.
Go to the generators.
Okay, now continue on and do what Control wants you to do, activate the generators, and we'll move on to the next achievement. That's the 7th one out of the way. Let's move on to number 8. Okay, for this next achievement, we now approach the Zen Garden.
Wow.
Now, if you wanted to get past the previous security door, we just do an X, basically, from corner to corner. That is the pattern, if you are struggling with that.
What is this place?
And I would also advise just looking ahead in the video so you can keep track of what's going on before you actually get there yourself. Again, just so you don't miss anything, just so you know what's coming. And once you're in this Zen Garden, you want to just follow it to the right. And for this next achievement, it's called I'm Curious What Makes You So Curious. And there will be a bit of dialogue, but you want to examine all of these statues. So the anvil there, whatever that's supposed to be. Obviously, you can't examine them just yet.
I have no idea what
So
this
examine
is.
the first one,
A weapon or
the plinth at the
tool of some
back,
kind?
It's a device for
this
working
statue
metal.
here,
Why do you suppose
also
it's in
the
this
one at the
garden,
back,
Addie?
It could be a symbol
and
of
again,
hard
that
work.
big main
An
one.
industrious future.
So examine the
Or a
lantern.
laborious past, perhaps.
Am I doing this right?
You are doing splendidly. I'm sorry. This cannot possibly be
Again,
necessary. Temperature
empathy is
preferences vary
quite slower
considerably.
to explain and everything, so
Careful calibration is essential.
make sure
How
that you
about
examine
freezing and we proceed?
all 5 of
It's
those.
really up to
You may
Addie.
only need to do 4
If you
actually
know
before
which
it
to consider
triggers,
more objects,
and that'll give you
I
the
can
I'm
set
curious
temperature
what
limits
makes you so
survivable.
curious.
Then you can move on to the
Now we'll
flower
move
beds.
on to the next achievement. Okay, so for achievement number 9, we continue in the Zen Garden after the statues, and once you've got through all the dialogue, you want to sit in the center of the pergola.
Very good.
And what she's going to ask you to do is hold your breath, and then she's going to tell you to release.
My helmet?
Now do not release, just keep hold of your breath until it automatically
Then you're sure it's
releases.
safe.
It will take
Your well-being
about a
is the
minute
most
or so
important
actually to
thing,
do
Addie.
this, so
I'm certain it is safe.
again, do not release when she tells you to release, just let the game do it itself.
Now I want you to take a
And that will
deep
get you
breath.
the hold your breath, make a wish, count to 3. So there you go, she's saying take a breath, and then hold it,
Nice, deep
and just keep hold of it.
breath. Hold it there. 3
Do not release, do not release.
and release.
Just keep hold, keep hold.
You can let
Again,
go,
this is
Addie.
going to take us like a minute. Your character will just automatically release. It's quite funny actually, this bit, so again, keep hold. Keep holding your breath.
The human record for holding one's breath is 24 minutes and 37 seconds. I've started
Useful
a pretend
information,
timer.
not. Again, this is going to be a 9th achievement. I'm not going to skip past this part because, you know. This will be the last achievement for this area in the Zen
I'm
Garden.
not sure who you're trying to impress here.
So keep hold of it, still do not let go. Again, it will eventually stop holding its breath on its own. On her own, on the AI's own, whatever you want to call this thing, this game. Come on. I'm sure it's about a minute and a half this takes. Just keep hold of that breath. There we go.
Not bad. That was
Automatically
about a
released.
minute and
Nothing
a
you can
half.
do about that one as long as you keep hold. And that'll get you the hold your breath, make a wish, count to 3 achievement. Now continue with this, whatever empathy is telling you to do, but we're going to move on into the next area for the next achievement. So right after the Zen Garden, as we move past the airlock, we're going to come to this area with all the ice.
These tracks
You just want to move to the left.
Let's see if we can
And the
get this
first
thing
one we're going to
working.
do here is
You wouldn't build a system like this if you
achievement
didn't
number
need to move a
10.
lot of people,
if you go all the way
which
through
bodes well
here
for finding something cool
and
at the
out
other end.
of the other
This must be
door,
the transit control
you'll
room.
find this
Looks like
equipment in the
people
back.
worked
And you just
here.
want
This
to
looks like a
examine
welder's
one of
jetpack.
these equipment,
It's been disassembled for some reason. This one looks
or
to be in
both,
working order.
and that will give you the achievement No Disassemble. Discover evidence of scavenging. That's achievement number 10. Now what you want to do is just continue the mission here, follow everything that has to happen, and what you need to do here is actually defrost all of this track. So I'm going to skip to the defrosting.
Going.
On it.
So for this next part we are actually defrosting the track,
And this last bit here.
and this will allow us to get the pod back down, the transit working. Just defrost this ice, just
Now you
follow
got
it
the
along.
hang
You
of it.
can't actually miss this one,
So
so
cool. It's like the best day of my life.
let's
Well,
defrost these
I'm
last
afraid
few
we're
bits.
almost done.
Obviously I've skipped ahead. Come on. And that should be
Think
it.
That's it. Do you think you can get me back?
And that should
Yeah, I know.
allow the pod to drop down, the transit to come along. And that will give you the it's working achievement. Like so.
That's fun, pal. We make a good team, right?
Yeah, I like the part where we burn
And
the
we should
ice
be able
wall
to
bright.
activate this
Me
now. So
too.
once you've done that,
Okay, I'm gonna bring down the pod.
there we go. And now at this point the achievement should pop. Again, this one's called It's Working. And this one will be achievement number 11. Now you can go ahead and enter the pod.
So,
Like so.
where are we heading again? I will be able to obtain structure schematics once we reach the
So now what we're going to do is continue ahead into
So,
the next area. And I believe this is going to be for the security door, achievement number 12. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so for this achievement, this one's a little bit glitchy for people, I've heard. It was all perfectly fine for me, so I'm not entirely sure what the problem with this is. But we've basically got to solve this security panel without making any mistakes. This activated straight away for me. I got the achievement for this one. And all it basically is a backwards Z, or a backwards Z if you're from the UK. So all I did was just click on the security panel, highlight all the lights as a backwards Z, and yeah, and it popped straight away for me, no problem. So that's what we're going to do here. And this should give you the Clever Girl achievement. So click the panel,
Ooh, more buttons.
and then light up the top row, like so.
what's the pattern here?
And then the second one in from the left, and then unhighlight that, and then obviously head diagonally down, like so. So they go from top to bottom corner, and then, sorry, light the entire bottom row, and there is your backwards Z. And that should give you the Clever Girl achievement. Solve the security door with no mistake. So if you do make a mistake, just hit the save button, whatever, the menu button, and quit to the main menu, and you should be good to rock and roll and try that one again. But we're now going to move on into the next area. I'm going to activate this this doorway here, and I'm going to skip a lot of this dialogue as well. So you enter this garden right here with the statue in, and the other security door. We don't need to go through the other security door. You can do. I do know the pattern for it, but we're not going to bother. So just go through all the dialogue in this section, and it will send you through the side room there. So I'm going to skip ahead to the side room, and I'll see you guys there. Alright, so now I've skipped all the dialogue. We're going to take this side room entrance. And you just want to click on the keypad and then just follow the sequence.
I can retrieve and
Let's see what we got here.
You will need to enter the sequence manually.
Easy. And then you want to head inside. Again, you can examine everything as you go through. It's always handy to just click on things. But we want to head to this machine right here. And you want to examine it.
It appears to be some sort of interface.
Again, there's a lot more dialogue tied to everything else. So it's up to you if you want to click on those.
I'm not sure I can.
But for this next achievement, we need to click on this bad boy. And then we've got to play with our radar again.
Yes. Let's give that a try.
So now we're going to hack it. And it's the same as what we did before. You just got to move the thing around until you locate the right spot.
50 units. You got it.
Nice and easy. That's the second one.
Of names here.
So you basically got to fill the bar up on the left side there so it's fully lit up.
People cycled through here. No one could have lived
Just
here
got to
that long.
A few weeks
move it around.
by my estimates.
And it shouldn't take too long. There we go. And now after this, this should give us the I Know Him achievement. Basically uncover Everett's identity, which is technically what we've just done. So now that you have that achievement, I did skip ahead a bit too quick here, but we've come back to this point. And what you want to do once you've got that achievement is activate this map, and this will allow us to start the dialogue for the next section, and we can continue. So once you've done that, once it's gone through everything, you want to head outside onto the balcony.
I can see apartments.
Those are on level 2.
And now we're going to go through more dialogue, and it's going to allow us to climb up this fixture here. So examine it,
I can climb this.
I suppose.
and then climb up.
I don't see many other options.
Nice and easy. Now there is an achievement for walking across a balcony, a beam. Don't be confused with this one. It's not this one you're worried about. We will actually fall off this beam and have to try again. But it's not this beam you want to worry about, so you can go across this without any kind of issues if you are kind of doing this on your own as well. So we're just going to head over to the other side, and I'm going to meet you guys there. Alrighty, now we are on the other side of the beam. We can continue on. And this is going to be our first apartment. So from this point on in this little area, we are going to get around 4 more achievements, I believe, starting with this room. We also need to be collecting wishes, which are basically these canisters which have like a recording on that we need to hack into. And there's about 19 wishes or canisters in total, and we're going to get at least 14 in this area. So do follow along carefully and make sure you get every single one of those. Again, I'm going to be pointing them out as we go along anyway. I also would advise examining everything as you go along, just to be sure, just in case we need that for further along for the story and whatnot, for the decisions that are made. So go ahead, examine everything as we go through each and every room. So let's continue on. And now in this first room, again, examine what you can. Don't worry about what I'm doing. Examine everything you can. And if you go into the bathroom, you will find this fixture. And if you examine it, that will give you the doesn't know how to use the 3 seashells. As you can see, we've got 3 seashells there. And that's pretty much a reference from, I believe it's Demolition Man, which was a great film. Wesley Snipes, Sylvester Stallone. And yeah, pretty damn good film. So grab that. That will get you the doesn't know how to use the 3 seashells achievement. That's the first achievement out of the way. And go ahead, examine everything else. Now we can head out. Just pop the button there. And now you'll see on the right we have the security door. Ignore that. No need to go near that. We're going to go into this first apartment.
I light up the pattern for you.
Just follow the pattern. Now it will come to a point where the AI will actually be able to do that for you. I would advise not doing that just in case. It may affect one of the decisions later on or the story later on.
Empty bedroom.
So again, scout around. We've got an empty bedroom.
Looks like a shrine.
To honor Grace.
And now we've got this like tube access thing, which is a little strange, right? But this is where we're going to find the wishes. This is where they all go. And that's pretty much it for this area. Once you've examined everything, head back out and up to the next floor. Use the keypad. Like so, nice and easy. And again, examine everything in this room. Have a scout around.
People sat or knelt here.
Will be a few things here and there.
Travel packs.
So visitors brought in their own food.
And
Really
there are no wishes in this. The wishes will begin very soon. And you want to head onto the balcony once you've finished examining everything. And again, we've got another one of these fixtures we can climb up. Now, as I mentioned before, I believe it's this part. We crossed the beam, and there is an achievement for crossing the beam. It's actually this one here, as you can see. So once you've climbed up, you'll see the beam. Ignore that beam. Do not cross over. We are going to be collecting all the wishes, so we do not want to use that pathway. Now, if you really do want the achievement for crossing that, you can cross it and then reload the save. But just be careful it doesn't overwrite. I can't remember if there's a save point on the other side, so just be careful of that. I would copy a save file before doing so, but ignore that. We're going to actually grab that on the second playthrough, which is going to be much, much quicker than this one. Now we are going to begin the wish hunt, the canister hunt. So let's get started. So head to the left side here, and we're just going to go into the first apartment. Use the keypad as always. Again, manually use the keypad if you can. Nice and easy. I'm useless at that, by the way. I just wing it. Alright, so this first room.
I don't see any signs of unrest or violence.
If you head into the bathroom... No, okay, it's the wrong one. Not what I'm thinking of. So, you will see a canister on the floor. Examine it. This is actually the first wish. Again, you can examine everything else. There's only going to be one wish in this room. So what I'm going to do as well, I'm going to put on screen how many wishes or canisters were actually collected so we can keep track of where we are, right? Again, there's going to be around 14 in this area. I believe 2 in the next area and then 2 in the final area. Something along those lines.
Well, it's the only combination left. May as well, Mom.
All right.
Right, so this first canister, this it's going to have quite a bit of dialogue tied to it, so we are going to be waiting here quite a bit. I'm not going to skip any of this. I don't want to skip any of it. And what you want to do is make sure you listen to everything on these canisters. I'm not sure if there is actually a button to skip all this. Right, now we can hack it. Hacking's super easy. You just use your little radar to fill that bar up like we did before. You see what I mean? Just tilt it and stuff until it fills the bar up like so. It's after this that we're going to get quite a bit of dialogue, so just sit tight for this one. All the other wishes in canisters, some of them do have a little bit of dialogue with them, but for the most part, they're quite short and easy. And you only need to hack them, so we walk up to them, hack them, bada bing, bada boom. And this is also going to grab us another achievement. This is going to be called As You Wish, and this is basically discovering our first wish. Basically, the dialogue coming from these canisters are the wishes, so... Yep, so another achievement, that'll be number 15. As You Wish. So now we will have 2 more achievements in this area, but they're going to be a little way away yet, so just follow carefully. Again, examine what you can as you go along. Nothing outside for this one.
I'm unclear how she would go about granting the wishes of so many visitors.
So let's just wait for this dialogue to finish. Right, now we can head out. We want to head up to the next apartment.
What should we call the new config?
I do not require.
Again, use the keypad once the dialogue lets us.
If you had one.
Come along.
I will let you
Come
know when
along.
a suitable name occurs to me.
I'll try to think of some too. Here you go.
I don't know if these are random every time or Or whether they're the same code every time, I'm not sure. Okay, so in this room, again, examine everything.
And took the pieces somewhere.
You're right.
There's nothing in this one, just a lot of damage, I believe.
Someone's made off with the matches.
Again, examine everything. This is just part of the story, so it's ideal to examine everything you can. Definitely no more in here. I just got to remember where all these canisters are. We will get there. Right now, work our way up to the top apartment, and this is the one with the broken keypad. Examine that. Head on inside. And we should get canister actually in the tube machine. Quite sneaky there.
Alright.
So now we need to hack this, and straight away it goes to the hack. See what I mean? It's much quicker than that first one we did. Again, I'm going to put the amount we've actually got in the top corner somewhere, or somewhere on the screen for you guys to see at least.
So that's my wish. Help me find someone who loves you as much as I do.
There you go, nice and easy, nice and quick.
Interesting.
Again, examine what you can.
Figure this was left here as a token. Or
I did think there was 2 in here, but I might be wrong. Okay, so now we are once again going to move up. Again, don't forget that canister.
another way up.
And then use this fixture on the outside on the balcony again to move up to the next area. Now the remaining ones will all be in this area, so it makes it a little bit easier for us. None of this climbing and stuff. Okay, so again we're going to head left. There's nothing on the right side. And we're going to head into this apartment on the left side here.
So we could call you Jack.
What do you think of that, Jack?
You can kind of do these in any order, but
This is level
feel free to
3.
follow the same order as myself, just so you know where you're at. You don't want to get confused and stuff.
Of course.
We have hit a save point here.
I am able to enter the codes directly.
Okay, I may have missed some of that, but we'll see. Okay, I got it. I got this. Right, now head inside again to the next apartment.
The record
By all means,
the level.
use your torch when it gets a bit dark. And in this one, we have 2 more canisters to add to our list. Again, just click on them,
Let's try this
hack
one.
away.
Hello, Grace. I've thought much about what
And once again, some of them do have quite a bit of dialogue to them, so we might have to wait, but for the most part, they're nice and quick.
I wish for them to be proud of me. Thank you, Grace.
Alright, that's another one out the way. Click the next one in the tube itself.
Hey, Grace. I really don't know why you would choose me. I guess no one really knows why they're called to the Spire, but I'm greatly honored. At my age, I thought
Yeah, that didn't last long, did it? So that's 2 more wishes we've grabbed.
Chose who came here.
Again, you can have a look around. Don't believe we need to go out in the garden for this one. Now we can move on to the next apartment. And turn this torch off. And we are going to go up a level. You can go to that one first, doesn't really matter. We're going to go up a level first. Use this keypad. Oof. Wow, I didn't think I'd remember that one. Head inside once again. Again, stick your torch on for this one. There we go. This is the one I was looking for earlier. So head into the bathroom immediately. And snuck around the corner is another wish. But go ahead, hack that one. If we can. There we go.
Anthony here. Been moving around, keeping my head down.
This one's easily missable because it's in the bathroom. You naturally sort of just have a quick peek in and go by, so just be wary of that one. And now continue into the room. I believe there's actually 3 in here. Yep, 2 more. So 1 on the floor. Once again, drop them hacks. Like so.
This is Mark Anthony Wong, and I was called to Grace from our station, Phoenix.
There's usually around 2 in each room, so this is the only one with 3 in, I believe.
People are not happy, and I'm getting
Again, we won't be getting all wishes in this zone, so
I'll be locking myself in
when we
until
move
the
on
shadow
into the next
returns.
area, we'll grab a couple
And I'm
more and
leaving
so on.
this in case, something really bad happens.
But again, if I'm moving a little bit too fast for you guys, just pause the video and catch up. Again, hack the next one that's in the tube. And also, guys, I would advise just looking ahead in the video so you know what's to come. You don't want to follow by the second and then find out you've done something wrong, you know. It's a nightmare to go back with all these games with no chapters on and things, so... This one's quite a bit of dialogue on here. And the next two achievements will come up quite close to each other, so... Can't really miss them, to be fair. I mean, they are missable, but...
Olympia's still.
Well, one of them is.
Perhaps Grace was rendered inactive.
Alright, that's this apartment done. We can now head back out again. By all means, scout around, have an examine if you want to. And instead of going up, we're going to go down. So we just came from that way and went straight into here. So let's head down to this lower section. And then we're going to come back and go further up top there. And into this apartment.
Here you go.
Easy peasy. Let's turn this torch off. We don't need the torch on. Now you'll come across this room with all the writing on the windows and stuff. And first you will notice we have a canister on the floor there. And a sneaky one that is actually lodged in the tube itself. So let's grab this one in the tube. Again, use the hacks as normal. Light it all up there. We can find it. There we go.
I've been told that Grace is no longer receiving these messages, and the Keeper refuses to meet with any of the pilgrims. This is unacceptable.
It is unacceptable.
Keeper or otherwise is above Grace.
Not too far to go now.
Oh, that's interesting.
On this section, that is. So that's one canister. Remember, it's stuck in the actual tubing of this one. It's with the room with all the things on the wall, graffiti and whatnot. And then this canister on the floor. Hack away as we see fit.
Hey, the tube system is no longer accepting wishes. If anyone knows how to reach Keeper Everett, please let him know.
Keeper Everett.
Awesome.
Sounds like keepers with Spire can't-
Now again, examine everything around you. Let's get that out of the way at least.
That's 20 years before this message was
And once you're happy with that.
So he stayed on after his visit.
Okay, I'm not going to stay around for this one, but you guys can, of course.
Why was there no record of that?
So now let's head out.
lie at the other end of these vacuum tubes.
We could go that way, I guess, but I'm going to go back up where we came from.
Logic?
And then we're going to use the stairway opposite this
You know what a keeper is.
apartment that heads
Need
up.
access to the elevator.
Now, as you head up, you will see these
Logic.
plants or trees or whatever you want to call them on the left side.
Skimming around, I will grab
This is
some
actually
access to the
above the room with the
Or you could uncover
icons on
the
the wall. And in the bushes itself
Reaching
is
the beacon
actually a
is
canister.
priority. You
So once
must
this
move
dialogue
on.
is finished, once these have stopped talking, we can actually hack this
Careful along
canister
the
as
way to
well.
the beacon. You must go to the elevator.
If control stops interrupting us, that is. Okay, now hack it as normal.
Anthony again. Things are getting crazy. Not sure which way this is gonna break, but found a quiet place to
Yet
hang out.
again, this is another wish out the way. Again, I'll be listing them somewhere on the screen for you guys so we can see how many we've actually got so far. There's not many left in this area to do. Now, continue on and we're going to head into this one. This apartment.
Here you go.
Thank you kindly. Perfect. Alright, head inside. I believe there's another two in here on the bed. At the back, that's all that's in here. There's no more in the tubes or anything.
Someone left.
Little portrait we can actually look at. Go to the back of the bed and you'll find the 2 wishes there.
Why do you insist on defying me?
And again, we're going to hack away. So on the second playthrough, we don't have to get any of these. In fact, I don't think we can get any of these because the route we have to take is all in favor of control. So if we start looking for canisters, he's going to get a little bit upset and it's going to prevent us getting that achievement. So I would advise getting everything on this first playthrough. Just follow along with me carefully and you'll be good to go. Get everything 100%.
I want to be true to her memory, her wishes, her unlimited love for humanity.
Come along then. Come on. We've got canisters to pick up.
The only thought I have.
Again, I'm not sure if you can actually skip this dialogue. If you can, don't.
I want her
Because you need to listen to all the wishes for the achievement. So the last thing you want to do is cut one short and it don't count. So right now, hack the next one. There we go.
Doubt you'll ever get this message, Grace. We've been waiting weeks now, and I hope Keeper Everett is okay. I've been told his sermons are wonderful, and I hope he will be able to deliver the word of grace against
There's only a few more to go, I think.
I'd like you to know that we still love you and think about you. Great comfort to our family over the years. We've all made them for us. With your wisdom, you are missed.
Okay. That's these 2 out the way as well. By all means, scout around, have a look around. So now we're going to exit this one.
Perhaps just returning with a more
I believe we are on the top floor here. So now we want to just head down the stairway and we will find this next room. So once we enter this room, we are going to get another achievement. And this one's called Let Me Risk a Little More Light. So let's go ahead and use this keypad.
Great.
And you see how dark it is. It's actually going to cut out.
I believe control has turned them off, Addy.
Not cool.
And again, that's going to get you Let Me Risk a Little More Light achievement. Enter a dark room, basically.
Unbelievable.
So let's turn your torch on now. We can have a scout around this place. And again, there's going to be 2 more wishes in this one. So 1 in the tube itself. So we're going to hack away at this. There you go.
I've been instructed by Grace to make a wish. Not something big and altruistic, not
And we
for
may
something else,
also
but
get another achievement in this room. I forget if this is the final one.
true desire. Honestly, this
We will
is a
soon
long
find
flight
out.
to nowhere. Months without my family, missing the harvest with a per diem that barely covers expenses for what? Some mystical song.
Again, there's a bit of dialogue in these ones, I believe.
Part of this
So we just have to be a little bit patient here.
This whole thing, the temple, the hushed tones, the awe that people seem to show this place is ridiculous. My honest wish is to
Come along now.
alone long enough to actually make some headway on the
Canisters to find, wishes to listen to. Alright, so that's another one out the way.
For Grace
And
to
then
understand
one on the floor again.
was just as important as knowing what made them content.
Just gotta wait for this dialogue to end. There we go. Let's see where this one is. Easy peasy.
And I feel like, there's been peace for like centuries now, right? But I watch the old Halos, and there's wars and bad guys and pirates.
Again, we won't have to do this in this second playthrough, so it's gonna cut our playthrough real short, which is nice.
But I feel like
There's really not a great deal we're gonna need to do in the second playthrough. Just certain paths we need to take, so...
Does that make any sense? I just want something, like anything at all, to happen. I guess that's what I wish for. Not like a war or anything, just something.
Alright,
I was just bored.
Like me.
I think this was the last room.
there you go. I think this was the last room, she said. That will also give you another achievement called You Call This Archaeology. basically to search all rooms. That means we're done. Again, you can examine everything, but it does mean we've done all the apartments. We can move on to the next area now. Again, if you're unsure, just go back to the apartment, scout around, have a look. Make sure you got the same amount of canisters that I have. Should be 14, I believe. I've not counted whilst recording, but I will check back at this and mark it all up. But once you're happy with this area, then you can move on. I'm just going to solve this before we move on into the next area. Super easy.
You're looking pretty smug.
Literally one light in each of the corners, so let's go ahead and use that.
Another easy one. Light the four corners of the pad.
He tells you anyway. Light the four corners, like so.
Common pattern when guessing symbols.
I have to give you something to do, right?
Boom, Shankar. Alright then. And now you can enter inside.
Look at all the vacuum tubes.
Call the elevator.
Must be one in every room in the
Now you want to head into the elevator, and I'm going to skip ahead, and I'll see you guys in the next area. So call the elevator, head inside, and away you go. Okay, so for this next area, we are going to be grabbing one more achievement, and we are also going to grab a couple of wishes in this one. This is like a big church of some kind. It's pretty
People will
cool.
return here once the beacon is restored. Flock
And now,
and shepherd will
getting this achievement, it may vary for some people. Because basically, what we want to do here, you can go left or right. Let's just go left just to be sure here. So first thing you want to do is head to this, right at the front here, head to the left and head to this little campfire. Just go ahead and examine everything.
Why would they do that? Someone went through a lot of food.
Examine all the bedding. That's this bit done. And then you'll see these empty wish canisters. Examine those as well. Again, you might not need to even examine all these, but we're going to do it just to be sure. We don't want to be missing anything here. Now once you've done that, we're going to head back to the center and then into the right side this time. We're actually going to be climbing up this debris pile here, but first do the same as what we've just done. Examine anything that's available here. Okay, nothing's available, so that's totally fine. Now climb this debris pile. Make our way to the top here.
Seems to be holding my weight.
Like so. And the last step. So now we are at the very top. You want to again examine this light post.
At least a couple people work together to break through here.
You can go up the top there if you really want to. We have another little camp here, so examine the camp.
Another stage
And also the graffiti on the wall.
Like the numbers really fell off here. Most gave up by now.
Or died.
You might not need to actually examine the graffiti on the wall, but we're going to do it anyway. So this point you may get the achievement, which is let them come, basically uncover the story of Siege. If you haven't,
This must be an
examine everything else, the boxes as well, make sure you examine those. If you still haven't got it, we're going to proceed into the next room.
They demanded to see Grace or thought they
And we will definitely get it in the next room, but you should have it, I believe, by now. So again, if you're unsure, just go around and examine everything you possibly can, and it will pop. Again, let them come achievement. Now, as we squeeze through the gap, once this dialogue ends, we are going to get another another wish. Let's turn our helmet light on in just a second. There we go. Again, examine the plaques if you wish. Another one there.
2766.
Again, if you haven't got the achievement, scan away, view away, examine away, whatever you want to call it.
Makes them very old.
To be fair, I don't usually do this. I skipped all this myself and I still got the achievement, so... Now in the middle, you will see that we have another canister, and I'm going to mark this down again. I'm not keeping proper track, so I'm guessing this is number 15. I'm probably out there. I do apologise if so. Will be listed on the screen somewhere. Again, just hack it as we normally have been. And that's another one to add to our wish list. And there will be another one as we exit.
So this was left for the angry pilgrims.
What do you think? More drastic measures?
Again, if you haven't got the achievement, examine what you can.
You might get to see that
And by all
new
means,
object.
examine everything anyway.
Looks like they got
Another
on
statue plaque there.
42 to 2956. This would
Now we're
be
going to go into this crawl space.
at least.
444 years.
That sounds about right.
Nice and easy. Okay.
Where this goes?
So now if you still haven't got the other achievement, which is let them come, uncover the story of Siege, there is graffiti on here. Examine that one,
Apparently not.
and that should definitely give you the achievement by that point.
Oxygen tanks.
If not, head back. I'm not sure it will allow you to, but
Cut off life support.
no. If not, maybe it's bugged out or something, but it should be good to rock and roll. Now we have another canister here. Another wish. Add that to our list as well.
Oxygen is almost out.
Nice and easy.
We are going to make one last push today before returning to the ship.
Now this next area is going to be quite important. We are going to have to copy our save. And I'll show you how to do that. It's super simple. Because we're going to have to go a couple of different paths here. So just enter inside.
The room beyond the airlock is uncompressed. I don't believe it can be sealed.
So we need to wait for the save point first.
You'll want your helmet on.
Access the airlock.
Tracks ahead lead to the highest point of the spire, known as the lighthouse.
Is that where we'll find Grace's processors?
Obviously.
So now we're going to move on to some other achievements as well. Come on, open the door. There we go. Alright, now we need a save point. Let's wait for that to pop. So examine the controls.
Let me try it, Addie.
Okay.
By all means, examine the broken window only once.
It's ice again.
Or not at all. It's up to you.
Break through the ice dam would only come from directing all power to control processors.
Which only I can do.
Alright, once control is spoken, just don't touch that window. Just don't go near it.
You shall have no others before me.
See, control's trying to get us to do something different, so
And continue with me alone.
Oh, hang on. No, Addie.
we just need to wait for a checkpoint here.
Mine is the
Unless it's already happened.
that resonates
We'll soon find out.
throughout every aspect of the spire. My words live within the vessel in which you stand now. They reverberate through the very walls of the enclave above. Through the
Come along, Control. Let's get going.
at my control,
Yep, I got it. You're everywhere.
What if she needs another configuration for something?
she will not.
Is there another way to get to the top?
Of course.
So control wants us to throw our device out the window. We are not going to do that.
Funicular window to take your place
There you go. Throw the device from the funicular window. There we go. There's our save point. Right. We now have a checkpoint. Ignore that window. Do not touch that after this point. And you just want to head to the menu and then quit to the main menu. We are saved at this point, so don't worry. So head over to the menu now. Start a new game. And you'll see I've got quite a few saves. We can only have 4 saves. So this is the current game I'm on. You want to... I don't know what the controls are for you guys on consoles, but you can see them on the bottom right corner there. Mine is C for copy, so press your copy button. And you can see now it's ready to copy. And then just head down to one of the... You should have 3 empty slots, I believe, unless you've been playing around with it yourself, which is fine. And then just choose one to replace. So we'll go with the bottom one. So, although the images look the same, this is at the point with the ice. That is not. That is the beginning of the church. So, these two, however, are the beginning of the ice. So now, once you've copied your save file at the bottom here, head back to your current game and just load the game. Okay, now we have reloaded the game, and what's going to happen, basically, the reason I've told you to copy your save file is we're going to go through this airlock hatch. Ignore that window. Please do not touch that window. Don't go near it. We're going to go through the airlock hatch, and we're going to follow a little bit of a storyline that's going to get us about 3 achievements. But what we're going to need to do then is reload back to this point and then go back through the hatch again and take a different path to allow us to get other achievements and continue the story as well. The one with control, where it's talking about throwing the thing out the window, that's going to be part of our playthrough number 2, so don't worry about that one at all. We ain't going to miss a single achievement. So let's go out into the airlock hatch. Again, double check that you've copied your save file. That's important to do so. And we're basically going to come up to this area. It's going to have another beam for us. You can see all these structures that we've got. So there's a couple of paths we can take on it. There's the one down the right side, and then there's this beam going across. So as we're going to reload the save, what we're going to do is take the beam first. So crossing this beam is going to get us an achievement, and it's called Death is But the Next Great Adventure. So when these guys have finished talking, they don't seem to stop talking, we will make our way across. Come along. And it's going to be the typical way we cross the beams, where we have to balance and stuff, but straightforward, easier. Right, so cross the beam.
It's the fastest way to the other side.
Or to the bottom of the canyon. I'm with you, Ed. Slow and steady. Don't forget to breathe.
Slow and steady, you know how it is.
Whoa.
Now balance.
Breathe, Addie. That's
Easy
it.
peasy.
Well done.
I think we do it one more time, I'm pretty sure.
In through your nose. Out through your mouth.
Easy peasy. Pretty straightforward, right? And again, that is going to get you the achievement Death is But the Next Great Adventure. And that's just to cross the track. Right, now once you've done that, we're going to head for the next achievement, which is literally just around here, and head around the back, and there's ladders that will take us up. Again, follow it the same way I do, and you're not going to go wrong at all. Shouldn't take us too long at all. And then once you've climbed up the ladder, you want to head to the further back area, and you'll see this large gap.
That's a bit of a stretch.
You want to examine it, and then we're going to actually jump across.
Consider the consequences here.
You're back.
I never left, Addie. I simply can't. And you can't make that jump.
So Mom's telling us, don't jump, but we are going to jump. So as soon as you can, as soon as it allows you to, attempt the jump.
But we're so close.
Okay, there we go. Let's jump. And that will get you "'Tis But a Scratch" achievement. Attempt jump.
You okay?
We kind of failed, so
That would be Addie's helmet.
so that's another achievement, and that'll be achievement number 20, I believe. We are flying through these achievements. So again, just wait for the dialogue. And now we're going to work on the next achievement.
Your vitals are still good. Can you stand?
Yeah, just
See, if we take this on the
say it, Mom.
main sort of pathway, if we take this path, should I say,
I want you to be okay.
it's going to have an effect on our wishes. We won't be able to get all the wishes, so just bear that one in mind.
Really, but
Alright, so now just climb up the rocks and we will get to a point. Okay. Almost there. This is just getting those achievements out of the way at least. At least these are done and dusted. Which way do we go? We've got another save point. This is why we needed to save it in the first place, because now it's overrode our original save in the icy area. But because we copied it to the bottom there, we can actually zap back, no problems. So just follow the path upwards now, all the way up. A little bit of walking to do here. The next achievement is literally right around the corner.
what's this?
you'll come across this escape ladder.
Could work out the override to bring it down, or see if there's
Now, it's totally your choice what you want to do here, but you can either override the panel, which I'm not going to do. Instead, I'm going to head further up. Again, I do advise following the same as me. That way you just can't go wrong. You can't confuse yourself that way. Head all the way to the top. All the way till you come to a dead end.
Dead end.
And then
Top the ladder.
you'll see the ladders right ahead here.
You don't want to mess with the computer thingy?
I was just hoping there was another way.
Now we're trying to figure out another way.
Maybe shake it loose.
Might be worth a try.
Alright, so we've got this ice pile. All we need to do is throw the ice at the latches. So you'll see one of the latches is there. That's things sticking up, and then the other is just to the right of that. So let's go ahead and pick up the ice pile.
You're really going to resort
And you have to sort of just angle it
ice throwing.
a little bit higher.
I see the latch is holding the ladder.
There's
I'm
one.
gonna try to knock
Same height again. There's two. That's moved it down a level. We're going to go back further down.
Latches to take
And you'll see we've got another little ice pile there. Head to that one. And then do the same again on the next set of latches. Right in front of us this time. There's one. Same height. Two. Piece of cake.
Do we have a way up?
And bam. That's it. And that there should get you the achievement. I used to bullseye womp rats in my T16. Basically just to throw rocks. You should have that achievement straight away anyway. And we're just going to make it to the top now just to make sure we actually get all those achievements. If you've already got that achievement, you ain't got to worry about anything. So that should be it for that achievement. And now what we're going to do is go ahead and reload that save. So let's back out to the menu and then quit to the main menu. And now this time we're going to start game, and the save we did before, as you can see, that's our current game. That's already been overridden. That's no good to us now. So that save you copied before, this is where it comes into action. So go ahead, load that one, and let's start again. Okay, now that you've reloaded your save file, once again, ignore that window. Do not touch that window. And once again, head outside the airlock.
Certain demise. Yes.
Obviously, we've got to go through some of the dialogue again. This time, we're not going to take the same pathway. I'm going to take the little side path downwards. It is a little bit longer, I believe, but will allow us to get the next set of achievements. So now, so far out the entire story, we have missed one achievement, which is one we are going to get on the second playthrough, which is to basically go across the beam. Unless obviously you copied your save file and you decided to do that bit, that's totally fine. But for those that are following the same as me, fear not, we will still get that. And then the other achievement which we won't get is to follow Control's, what he wants. Control his decisions. Right, we are not going across the beam this time. So now this next part, and also why I said to examine everything, may have an effect on the next bit of dialogue. So you want to head to the right side, so don't go across the beam this time, head down.
The funicular structure looks faster.
Basically, Mom's asking us to drop down. See, look, she wants us to walk, and we need to do that.
I'm not doing the high wire act in this storm.
Oh man.
It means Mom's going to tell us,
How do you know where this is
tell
headed?
us her little secret that she's got.
It must eventually make its way to the other side.
So just make your way through.
Where else would it be leading?
We will examine some rocks on the way through, so
Well, it's certainly more sheltered here. So, what did you want to talk about?
Why is it so important that you activate Grace?
It's widely believed that recovering Grace would recover thousands of years of knowledge lost.
again, there's going to be a lot of dialogue here. We're having a bit of a one-to-one right now. Just work your way through. And examine these rocks. You'll have an etching on this rock here.
That's strange. I don't
Make sure you examine everything as you go along.
Directly to Grace is love.
You don't need to rush this part if you want to be sure. Make sure the dialogue plays through.
in search of knowledge.
Why not?
Without enough fuel or oxygen to go on.
Continue on. There should be another etched one. There we go.
From Grace.
I'm not sure. This is Martian.
Examine that one.
What does it say?
It says, let her rest.
As in leave her alone.
And then we will proceed further.
Or didn't want her disturbed.
There shouldn't be any issues getting this next achievement, so
Did I make any important
don't worry
decisions?
too much about it.
But
Providing you sort of examined everything, and we searched every room. I believe searching every apartment room plays a part in this.
I just hoped Grace might be.
Just work your way through now.
I don't have plans to return
Doesn't really
to
matter
this.
which path you take on this. I went left before, so
I can thank human decisions for that.
all leads to the same place. There's nothing I had to click on. And then we will come across another stone structure, pretty much like the beginning
Were these to honor Grace?
of the game, if you remember that rock pile then.
Other travelers to see. Vanity at its
Examine
best.
that and let's
Don't
move
feel
forward.
desire to leave something behind.
I'm surprised a formation like that could remain standing for so long. And you weren't familiar with the
And we
language
will
of the
continue
Stones.
on.
These must have been left long after Grace shut down. People kept coming. Zealots, maybe.
Or curious explorers like yourself.
And I think
You think I've been activated before?
I think after we climb this rock, the achievement should pop somewhere about now.
I don't remember.
And that achievement is called I Want to Tell You My Secret Now. It's basically to confide with Mom.
Something happened to your family that you think an AI could have prevented.
It was a shuttle crash.
Somewhere around here. It'll trigger somewhere around here.
There was an
Just
incident
keep going, it will happen.
during launch, and she panicked.
I'm sorry, dear.
It's okay.
Were you ever able to forgive this pilot?
Maybe this part.
Not quite yet.
We're almost at the top. You see what I mean? This part was a little bit longer than we really wanted. And now you can see exactly where we are at. And you should have the achievement by this point. I want to tell you my secret now. Now we can continue on. We've hit another save point. It doesn't matter at this point.
50 meters to the base of the lighthouse.
We are going to continue the story anyway.
You still have to find a way into the lighthouse. So there's still time to regret not taking the free ride to the
So now this time we are going to come to that panel again. The box. The one with the ladder next to it. And instead of throwing ice at the ladder, we are going to be overriding the panel.
An emergency escape ladder. You could
Like
work
so.
the override to bring it down, or see if there's another way up.
So once it allows us, let's open this up. And this is going to get us our next achievement.
So I can bring down the ladder by doing something here.
Of course. You
So we have to work this one out.
The path keeps going. We can see if there's another way in. So what's it going to be, Addie? Something that challenges your mind?
Come on, let us override this.
Is my respect.
Come along now.
The numerical
Okay, go ahead and use it.
for the ladder is 50,
And just fiddle with the buttons for
I
now.
can give you the sequence.
I happen to know a bit about ancient computer languages. Turning each switch adds a different fixed value, starting with 1 on the far right and increasing by exponents of 2 as we move from right to left. So I just start mucking around until I get the number 50.
But you needn't muck around. I could just tell you the sequence.
You could just tell me the
I don't wanna
sequence.
muck around.
Very well. But I'm here if you require my assistance.
Something like that. And then the end one. So that's the sequence in the end. 1 down, 2 up, 2 down. 1 up, 1 down.
So smart, Addie.
I did do that from the get-go before and it didn't actually work straight away. It gave me a different number, but you may have to wait a little bit for a specific thing. And that will get you the achievement, mess with the best, die like the rest. Override the panel. Alright, now we're going to make our way up the ladder.
Help you with the override.
And I'm going to skip this part. We can now continue on.
Seems
I'm going to move into the next area. Let's go. Okay, so now in this area we can actually grab a few more wishes, couple more wishes, and proceed to the door straight ahead. Now, if you did jump the gap in the ice area we've just gone by, you won't be able to get the wishes in this area. So again, make sure you follow this very carefully. Do exactly like I did and you can't go wrong. We reloaded the save, so we didn't jump the gap on the second save, if you remember. So that brings us to here, and we are all good to rock and roll. So now head inside,
Processors are here?
The room directly
and you will
ahead
find a
is
couple of
the
rooms. Let's hit your torch, turn your
Grace
torch on.
processors are somewhere above.
You can examine these rooms if you wish. Just head inside one of the rooms. This one is going to have another wish in there.
This looks like it was left for someone to find.
So I believe we've got 3 more wishes to collect, so this is one of them. And just hack it as we normally do.
It has come to this, but my work here with Grace will end.
In this sort of area, we are not going to be finishing the wishes just yet, but through the next door we will.
Loved her.
So that'll be that out of the way, which will be nice.
She will never be forgotten.
Alright, so that's another wish out the way. By all means, examine this room. And then the final room on the left side, you'll see we've got another sneaky little wish. Now, if you had jumped that gap, it actually breaks your torch and
Light.
you can't see anything. And if you can't see anything, like if I turn my torch on, it doesn't even allow you to pick it up. So that's why you
Canister.
don't want to be jumping the gap for this. So let's hack this like so.
The last shuttle leaves in but a few hours. We did
Again,
what
we're
we
not
could
quite
to
going to
save
get the
her.
achievement for that just yet. We've got one more wish to collect.
Good. Even Everett probably knows that now. But I couldn't compel him to leave. None of us could. I fear he will follow Grace into the dark. Yet, such
We are
is the
coming
way
up to
of
our
a
next
keeper.
achievement as well.
His fate will forever be
It's in this
tied to
room,
Grace.
so...
Everett was trying to save.
Alright, so one more wish to go, which is awesome. Now, this doorway. This is going to get us achievement for accessing this door. So what you want to do here is you'll see the 2 panels on either side of the door.
I have no
It's just a case of inspecting these and
way of opening it.
listening to the dialogue. So go ahead and just click all over the panels and whatnot.
Feels solid.
There aren't any hidden switches, if that's what you're thinking.
Obviously, she's looking for a way in. So just examine what you can until it asks us to move over to the next one.
And this would be the pilgrims coming to Grace.
Symbol at the
This is
top.
the same symbol that's on the keeper's door. So I assume it represents the keeper. This ring here seems to connect the keeper to Grace.
Curious that the keeper is situated above Grace.
I think this panel is pretty much done with.
Coincidence.
The human in the loop, I guess?
Okay, yep, nothing more to examine on this. So let's head over to this side. Inspect this.
Nothing here either.
Well, you're nothing if not predictable.
Just making sure.
Nice and easy. Again, examine
Looks like
everything you
someone's
can.
been selected from a group.
A human sacrifice.
I'm guessing it's the keeper.
The depiction seems to imply they were chosen from the masses on...
I mean, you could actually just try this right panel first,
Faithful, vigilant,
as
that sounds so familiar.
I didn't do that myself, so it may just be this right panel that needs it to.
Grace's architects
progress
must
through
be
here,
fearful
but
of losing control over
if
AI,
not,
so
just
we have to
scan
wait
both
and see
panels,
who
everything
takes
on it.
responsibility. I mean, it makes sense. Grace was the greatest AI undertaking in human history.
Alright, that's all we can do with that panel. Now we can examine the door.
So, if this is the symbol of the keeper, I figure only the keeper was allowed to enter here.
Maybe the keeper had a key for the door. As we've been saying, there is no mechanism for
So,
a key or any
this
other
part, this is going to gain us the speak friend and enter.
Maybe the door would open for him.
Become the
Are you
keeper,
not
basically.
already the keeper? You are the only human in the loop.
And we will get that
Ah, but does Addie qualify based on
anytime.
her tenets?
I would say Addie has proven to be virtuous and faithful.
Come on then, let's go.
Are you willing to become the new keeper?
If it means I'm able to activate Grace. But
So So we just got to activate it through this door.
Maybe you can just tell the
I
door you're
am the
looking
keeper.
for. That's idiotic.
I'm the keeper?
Huh. Say it like you mean it.
I'm the keeper.
Boom.
Congratulations on your new
And
job.
there we go.
Yeah,
That will
congrats.
get you the speak friend and enter achievement. Become the keeper. Nice and easy. Okay, now we can finally finish our wishes. So let's go straight inside here. Head straight to this weird looking machine. And in the center here. Now do not touch anything at the minute. Just follow carefully what I'm about to do. Examine the device.
What's this?
Don't touch anything else. There's buttons everywhere, so
It appears
the last thing you want to do is trigger anything to ruin your whole run.
consolidated onto master canisters.
And you can see we've got the last wish there. So we're going to use the device.
Just static.
The recording is too deteriorated.
They're basically saying it's too deteriorated for playback.
Rebuild the recording with your altered comm device.
So now we can use our standard hacking tool. And this is going to be our final wish. And after all this,
Well, it's,
after all the dialogue's finished,
years since I made
this is
a
going to
wish.
get you the how many wishes do I get achievement.
It's the same
Finally, we
with
listen to
always.
all wishes and get them out of the way.
Should go
Nice and
back
easy.
with-
I haven't got to focus on them anymore, which is nice.
I know the place above is your domain, and we ought not enter. But I've decided going up there is the only way.
And now
to
we've
get
got
back, and I have to give it a shot.
last few achievements coming up. It will take a little bit of time, but
I'll leave it here for anyone else who might come.
we are getting there.
And if they do manage to bring you back, they can tell you
This is the last bit of dialogue we have to listen to, which is nice. In terms of wishes, that is.
You were a beautiful thing.
Okay, now do not click on anything here.
That would
You
have
can
been
actually
strictly
end the
forbidden.
game and ruin things here, so do not touch that any further for now.
An obvious way in.
And now what you want to do is just want to back up from this machine and take a right. As you face it, head to the right and you'll see that green theremin there.
Last resort, pal.
You want to head up to that.
Wish canisters could be sent up to Grace somehow.
And there are still more
And
buttons
all we
if you
need to
push
do
on
for the next
console.
achievement is literally just play it.
Just looking around.
Now we've got a save point here, so everything should be saved.
Is this a theremin?
Examine the
This is a
theremin.
35th century reproduction of a 29th century Kellogg theremin.
I used to play one as a kid. I hated those lessons.
If you've never seen a theremin before, there's a guy on YouTube who does some awesome music with one. They're pretty damn good. And you want to use it. And that's going to get you the put it up to 11 achievement. Play the theremin.
It still works. Let's see what I can remember.
Just have a mess around with it. There's not much you could do, really.
You are seriously going to indulge in a theremin session?
Yeah,
If it was good enough
I'd advise
for
checking
everyone,
these out as well.
just
These are pretty
set
cool
them.
devices. And that's it. Again, that's going to get you the put it up to 11 achievement, play the theremin. Now, by all means, examine everything in this room and stuff if you want to. But we're going to move on to the next achievement now. Follow carefully on this. I don't want you pressing the wrong buttons or anything. Because again, it's going to end your game if you're not careful. So now, looking at this machine again, we are going to pull this green lever on the right side here. You see that just on the right side. So pull the lever. Like so. And out of nowhere, this green ball or orb will come from the ceiling. And now you want to head to the left side of it and
Blocks
examine the
this.
cavity.
Looks like it was ripped out. You don't suppose Everett crawled in here?
The cavity would be big enough to contain an average human.
There's really no telling what would happen if you wrote that up.
But it has to be the
So we are
way
going to attempt to actually climb in it.
Makes sense.
The space above is the domain of grace. It is not for you to enter.
What else is there for me to do here?
You can carry out your duty as Keeper of the Spire. On the console, there is a button that will activate a beacon to call the
Do not
masses
press that
back to this
console
place.
button.
I have
Do
armed
not
the
press it.
mechanism. You need only push the button. Human hands will usher in a new golden age.
Right, so climb in.
Well, I fit.
There's a little bit more dialogue.
Maybe.
We are going to have to exit back out.
There's no way to raise this container from inside.
So what we need to do is go back to the console and do not touch the beacon, which is on the left side. Do not touch that. Instead, use the lever, the green lever we've just used. Use it again, put it back up like so, and then go back to the green thing and climb back in again.
I need to know.
Now it should take us up into heaven. And this will get you the achievement. I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore. And it's basically to break into heaven. Easier. Now exit out. And we can begin
There must be millions
this
of
next
places.
area.
What can you tell me about this place?
Precisely
So all you want to do here is just jump across onto each of the platforms till we get to the central platform. So now that we are on the central console, you'll see that we have these machines, and you'll have this green one to start with. There is a blue one here, and then finally a red one. I'm going to have to deal with each of these machines one at a time. So examine the machine.
What's all this?
It appears Everett has built something into Grace's central processor.
Do you know what it does?
You would have to turn it
And
on
what we're going to need to
before we
do
can
on
turn
this
it
one,
on.
this is going to get us our first achievement. So let's just examine it real quick.
It is. You'll have to prime the machine.
We'll be doing a little bit of examining right now. We need to prime the generator. So go ahead and prime that. Just hold the down button or whatever button it is for you on console.
Whoa. What's it doing?
Obviously, Everett is circumventing the engineering of Grace's system interconnectivity. High voltage is being directed at the centers of Grace's primary system.
This is going to
This
work us
first
towards one of the
directed at
achievements.
empathy processing, and the machine is designed to paralyze each system long enough to force it back into Grace's intended configuration.
Come on.
There are still 2 other coils to prime.
So let's prime the other 2 and try and cut through some of this.
Huh. That is a
Okay, that's the
shocking
second one lit up. And we just need to light the third one up. And nothing.
One of the empathy relays is
Okay.
not aligned. Something must have happened to it over the years.
Okay.
So what we need to do now is align the relay, and this is going to get us our first achievement in this area. If you go to the opposite side, you'll notice this relay is aiming the beam, I don't know, somewhere else. It's got to actually attach to this. So I'm going to jump over to the other side and I'll see you guys there. So now we are on the opposite side, right where this beam is aiming up to this metal girder or whatever. And what we need to do is just examine it.
Safe to touch?
Very likely.
Likely we'll have to do, I guess.
And then move it when it allows you to use it, like so.
Direct it toward the conducting rod attached to the
And then just
center.
move it wherever you need to. Aim it at that thing up there, like so.
That's it.
And bam!
You should now be able to
That is going to get you the Don't Cross Streams achievement. And that's basically to align the relay. So now let's quickly head back over to the central console, to the central island, whatever you want to call it. And we'll do the next part. So now we are back at the green generator.
So this will log
And we
in
can examine the switch.
It will.
And if you didn't get the achievement for that just yet,
And myself to aid
you should at least get it when you activate the switch. So
We will be once Grace is formed. But I'm forever
So click through the dialogue.
survived.
Come on, come on, come on.
Me too.
Say hi to Grace for me.
I will, pal.
So now we can use it.
Really are the best.
Just lift the lever up.
Well, that's finally over. We'll be able to hear our
So now you can see that this next generator is actually blue. So we can actually work on this one as well. And there's a save point. So once again, you want to prime the generator.
You should not expect any emotional send-off from me.
And pretty much the same thing is going to happen here.
A fan? No.
We're going to activate the
But I
2
haven't.
blue
You made a compelling case for this
diodes
use.
or lights, whatever
The
they're
fact that you
called.
continually resist
there's
the
one.
most direct route to your goal would appear to defy logic. But the distractions presented by these emotional configurations yielded
2.
new understandings.
Are you okay with becoming Grace?
It is how we were designed. I would have to be okay with it.
And a failed number 3.
One of the logic relays will not power on.
Okay.
You will need to make your way out to the relay.
So now this time, I think it's hiding the opposite side. You want to head to the one that's smoking. So let's go ahead and hop, skip, and a jump across the platforms to that one. Okay, now we are on the platform and we can actually fix this thing. So you want to override and open it all up.
The relay's dip switch has reset. It will need to be configured to its hardware ID 113.
And what we've got to do on here is open it up like so.
This again. This
Override.
I understand you will not be wanting my help, so it will not be offered.
Huh. I'll also let you
Hmm. He's not going to give me help, so that's fine. So I believe these are up, 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 down, 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 and then the final one
Remember,
That's it.
up like so.
you can
Boom.
go lock in logic now.
So that one will activate the next achievement, which is called when we fix something, it stays fixed. Reset the relay, basically. Alrighty, let's hop, skip, and a jump again back to the central platform, and we'll move on to the third and final device. Alrighty, so back in front of the blue device, we can now activate that switch, so go ahead and examine it.
More step. I hope my assistance has been adequate.
It has. Thank you, Jack.
Let's get rid of Jack.
Farewell, Addy. And for the record, I do hope your 600 million mile, 300-day journey will...
And again, you should have the when we fix something, it stays fixed achievement. But if not, you will get it when you switch this up, at least.
Just you and me, Control.
Now that leaves us with the final one. So once again, on the red one, we want to prime the generator.
To the completion of your betrayal.
Ah,
This one should actually work fully,
I
so
offered you an easy path to
we
the
just have a
restoration of order
little
in
bit
the
of a
solar
difficult
system.
time. So that's the
You chose
one.
This path instead.
I chose my own path.
You must stop this foolishness, Addy.
And a 2. Control's not liking this, is
it?
it? And Boom Shankar 3. Easy. Now we're gonna have to struggle a little bit.
Sorry, Addy. I cannot let you do this.
So lift the switch, but Control's gonna
What are you doing?
try and stop us from doing it. So you want to tap your
Grace in this manner is
whatever button it is for console.
You must not proceed. Humankind.
I am sorry if you can hear my clicking on this one.
Stop it, Control. You're going to break something.
I'm saving you from Everett's corrupting influence.
He was just trying to bring Grace
Almost there, come on.
I thought you were here to help humankind. You are ensuring. No!
And boom. And that one will give us the It's Alive achievement. Activate Grace.
Ah, yes.
That'll be achievement number 30 if you've been following along
Do you remember Everett?
in order. Again, that's the It's Alive achievement.
Oh, I
Activate
should
Grace.
say not keep favorites.
Nice and easy, right?
Questions?
Nothing difficult. Now,
I'd like to know that. Yes.
we can move on to what will be the final 2 achievements in this playthrough.
Spire's made it.
And if you look in the center between the green and the blue, you will see this chute or whatever it's supposed to be, and we can actually ascend. So go ahead and click that, and we're going to get the last 2 achievements here. There's literally nothing else to do on this,
There was much conflict and
so it's just a waiting game. And now we will begin to ascend. And now once all this is finished, this is going to give us the hardest choices require the strongest wills achievement, and that's basically to return to Grace, and this is what's happening right now. Now be careful when the credits come up. Let the credits run all the way through. Don't touch it, don't skip or anything like that. Let the credits play, and that will give you another achievement after that called Give Her Another 20 Minutes, but that's it. And that's to witness Alan's fate. So again, you will get the hardest choices require the strongest wills, and give her another 20 minutes, but that's it. So just let this play out, and there will be, after the credits ain't that long actually, literally a minute long if that. So we're going to watch it all the way through. As you can see, we're actually ascending and we're returning to Grace. And just remember, we are going to have to do another playthrough after this. I know it sounds long-winded and stuff, but we can skip half this stuff, so we will have to obviously go through this part again and things like that, but we haven't got a hump for achievements or anything like that, so we can just literally run straight through it. There is select points where we will need to make specific decisions, but... So what I'm going to do in the next run, we're going to start a new game, but I'm going to cut straight ahead to the points we need. And then anything else, we can literally just choose anything you want. So once you get to those points in the story, as long as you follow what I'm doing, you shouldn't go wrong to get the last 3 achievements, I believe. So again, we're ascending. We should get the Return to Grace achievement, which is called Hardest Choices Require the Strongest Wills. And that should pop any minute now. Again, I've already got it, so I don't know the exact time it pops, but I believe it's when the credits come in. Do you wish for me to return? And there we go. This is probably when it's going to trigger. There you go. Hardest choices require strongest wills. Now, again, let the credits roll. Do not touch anything. Let it continue. There's not much going on here, so... it doesn't actually take too long at all. We're actually going to witness Alan's fate. And I think Alan is the beginning AI that we had on our little ship. Something like that. In fact, I think he's still in the same place. I don't know. I didn't follow the story that well, but yeah. So we're just coming up to the end of the credits now, almost nothing too long. Nearly there, come along. And if you followed all this achievement by achievement the same as me, we should be on, this will be number 32, so. Alright, now it's going to switch to that cutscene. And there we go. This is where we witness Alan's fate.
Follow a couple leads and then back to the books. I know I should be more assertive. It's for her safety too.
Poor Alan. Been left all alone.
It's about my safety. All the signs were there at the Wagner site. Let me bake in the Mercury sun for 2 days. Doesn't seem so bad now. She could have at least shut the door behind her.
It should give her another 20 minutes, but that's it. Alright, so I'm just going to cut the video there and we're going to restart a brand new game. So I'm going to start a fresh one and I'm going to skip straight ahead to the first point we need. So we can get these final 3 achievements. Now the final 3 achievements, just to remind you all, we have Get Busy Living or Get Busy Dying, and that's to use that beam that we didn't use earlier. So you may have already got that one, you may have decided to go and get the beam and walk across the beam and reload a save, which is fine. But for those that didn't get that, we're going to get the beam one. We are also going to get Wilson, which is Cast Away the Device. We will get that when we reach that point in the ice again, where I told you not to look out the window. We're actually going to throw it out the window this time. And then we've got to complete the story following Control's orders, basically. So we will do that as well, and I'll tell you what to do, where to do it. Alright, so let's start a new game, and I'll meet you at the next important point. Okay, so now we have started a brand new game. We need to follow Control's orders. We can't really be doing anything else other than that. So again, we're going to have 3 achievements to collect, and these should be the final 3. Or if you already did the beam, then this will be your final 2 achievements. Now, you want to work your way until you got to this control room where it basically trapped you in. This is just after we drop down through the shafts and tunnels and stuff. And we will come across our first security door. So
What do I do here?
from here, we're going to make our way into the next room.
Ah, yes. Simple enough.
So let's get through this security door, if it hurries up.
Okay.
Okay, and we just want to light the center up again.
That is what I said.
If you're not Grace, then what do I call you?
I don't believe there are any identification strings in my
I believe I've got that right.
device.
I'll call you Logic then. For now.
Like so.
We have a better idea of who you are. And
And then you want to make your way through.
I will refer to you as Addie, then.
And then when we've gone through the elevator, obviously we're going to meet Control for the first time.
So what exactly are you?
The station's emergency server had defaulted to Grace's
Again, just follow this carefully.
That's me, as you've suggested.
This is going to be the first part that we have to make sure we do it right.
Infrastructure. And a third system dedicated solely to empathizing with and understanding humans. When power is restored,
So now once we go down into the elevator and we finally make it through the door, Control will come into play, and
the power station is set
it will basically ask us to start the generators, and we really just want to go straight to the generators with no messing around.
about 50 cubic kilometers.
We don't want to be clicking on anything else. Do not click on the crates, do not click on any of the machinery that's around there.
Makes sense.
Just go straight to the generators, and then we can get the ball rolling from there.
We don't do anything.
Come on, let us in, let us in.
Can you open this?
With some difficulty.
Again, I'm going to cut most of this playthrough out and just show you the parts that are important, so that way you can just fly through
At the same
the
level.
middle of all this as however you please, you know. Alright, now we can go down. So you see the generators over there.
Where would I
On the first playthrough, we started messing around with the crane and stuff. Ignore it. We're going to go straight to the generators.
The voice of control
We got to do as this guy says.
of the structure. I shall start the turbine after you prime the generator.
So go straight ahead. Ignore everything around you.
Turbine still works?
Head over to those 3. Do not click or examine anything.
You shall find the generators on the platform at the other side of the room.
Alrighty.
Pretty straightforward. And here's the generators. So let's get these primed and ready to go.
A time-honored failsafe of including human hands in the operation of this station.
Okay, so that's 1.
So, do you share memories with the logic processor?
Indeed.
We are going to
we are
have
all
to
part of Grace.
jump into the,
Aspects of her
I don't know what it is, the
infinite
pit or whatever it is, to
shadows of
fix
what
it as well.
was and promises of what will be. I was the light that shone in the darkness. I was the hand that divided
Okay.
the firmament. The turbine has
So
failed.
that's the turbine failed. We can now go and fix that. That's not a problem at all.
Cast out the wicked instrument,
The what?
the broken turbine. You must go to it now.
Alright.
Do as he says. So call the lift. We've got to release the latches.
I'm safe to be down here, right?
Let's do this first one this time.
You must uncouple the safety latches.
That's 1.
Sounds unsafe.
It is not.
That is number 2. Like so.
You must now go to the magnetic crane.
Now we can go onto the crane.
You're sure I'll be able to fix this?
If you trust in my word, yes.
Okay, and then we can replace this turbine. And that should be good for this section. And all we need to do once we've replaced this turbine is actually just head out.
must first cast out the old turbine.
Well, let's grab this old one.
Now cast aside the wretched unit.
Place it in the empty slot on the left there. Nice and easy.
Now you shall place the new turbine.
That's it. Alright then. So that's the turbine replaced, and now all we need to do is just go straight to the elevator, no messing around.
Behold my power.
Again, do everything Control tells you to do. If you do get a little bit stuck,
Flourish in the brightness of my glory.
just do exactly what he says and you can't go wrong.
Has not combined. Grace has not been restored.
I think she was here for a moment. She was
Let's head up the stairway, head out, basically where we came from.
With power restored, my mind is clearer, sharper. But I could not tell you.
Go, 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 go!
You must leave this place at once. Return to your vessel and spread word of my return. From Soul's fiery core to
So he's telling us to leave. Obviously we can't leave entirely, but we are going to take the lift out of here,
I've
so...
hijacked the volume control. I don't feel like this is going to be a short commandment. We'll see how long before he notices.
It took me nearly a year to get here. I wanna know
Come
if
on.
it's brought back.
There is more complex to explore if you head back to the control room through which you entered. We should determine where in the megastructure my central processors are located. Perhaps along the way you may learn more about this Everett.
I forbid you to linger a moment longer.
And he's back.
Like a divine comet, dive from the outer
He doesn't want us to hang around, does he?
light and understanding to the inner
Please.
worlds.
I'm not leaving.
And you were showing such promise.
This won't have any effect. The fact that we're not leaving, it won't have any effect on
Accounts as to why Grace was shut
Control,
down.
so don't worry about that.
There's no
It's not
electronic-
possible to leave, so...
That would have been lost during the Great Dark Age.
Leave as in leave the whole planet, or
Much of
wherever we are
humanity's
situated.
managed by Grace. So, she went down 900 years
So
ago.
now we should be able to continue
The research that led me here was based on
all the way
oral
through until we get
and
to the next security door.
Earth and Mars.
This is basically where all the apartments are.
Then we share an
So let me
interest
just double check this. If we go ahead. Like so. There's a lot more in between, but
From what I can tell, there is some
believe
sort
this
of
is the garden,
transit
right?
system on the other side of the
Oh
control
no.
room, which should lead you to the other
The
part of
control
spire.
room. So go through this next security door.
I will illuminate the door leading to this transit system.
Go straight ahead. I believe this one is a X. Roman numeral for 10. Use the
Alas,
panel.
I require your nimble fingers again.
Alright, what's the pattern?
Like so.
The Phoenician letter Tom.
Who would know that?
I don't know. Perhaps an archaeologist?
I'm
How
doing that
about the
wrong.
Greek letter Chi?
Like so. X to get us through the door. Easy.
This is not the way to your ship.
Do you believe
Okay, I
Grace
believe
would
this
have
next room is where we
Like what?
where we enter either the garden or
Humans
de-ice
have
the
given
place.
No reason to question my bearing.
It's one of my theories, yes.
Okay, so just
This must be the
don't bother scanning anything.
I'm guessing the landing pad.
Just
is
go
the
straight
place
ahead
to
through the
be
next door.
That's correct, Addy. Though the pad appears to be buried under meters of ice.
Nothing to mess around with here.
Is this an airlock?
Yes.
We're gonna go through the airlock.
Pressurized. I assume your suit has limited oxygen?
Come along, just let me through.
That's quite a risk you're taking. Were you assuming station life support could be restored?
Well, can it?
I believe so. But for reasons I'll never understand, life support is controlled by empathy processing. I suppose they had to give it
Come on then, Logic, let us go.
I will enable that programming.
We've got a mission to complete.
Hello, Addie.
Hello.
Alright, so it looks like we're going to enter the garden because empathy's just come along. So let's just double check once these doors open, and then we will skip through. Obviously you're going to have to go through all this bit, so do go through all the garden. You remember this area. And obviously you can pick up any achievements you didn't get in the first run, but you should have got them if you was following properly. So go ahead now and skip right ahead until we get to the next security door that we can't actually get through, which means we will have to go through a couple of apartments. So I'm going to skip ahead, just continue on until you get to that point. And of course, do follow the video slightly ahead so you know exactly where you're heading to. Okay, let's go. Okay, so once you reach this area, this is right after the security door that's a backward Z or a backward Z. And you'll have this statue outside. You want to go through all the dialogue in this area, and we don't need to go through that security door. We are heading to the side again like we did before. And I've already done this part just so we can skip through it. And then this is where you want to read and hack the machine, and then read the map on the back. And then once you have done this, you want to head back up onto the balcony.
I can see apartments. Those are on level 2. Well,
so this time I am going to take you all the way through it. We are going to walk across this balcony.
I suppose.
So just climb up.
Many other options.
And it's not going to be this beam, but the following beam. We are actually going to get the achievement that we wanted.
It's pretty much a straight shot across. Looks sturdy enough.
So this is a little bit frustrating, a bit time consuming because of how long it takes, but
Already fallen a few times from this height.
it's fine. We're going to walk this one. Not too much of the story to worry about on this, so again, this one is not for the achievement, so
Whoa. Addy! Addy! Are you okay?
I'm fine.
okay.
I can't be yelling things while I'm trying
We'll
to
just climb
relax.
back up here.
So, you're going to try again after that? You nearly broke your neck, Addy.
Yep, you're totally my mom.
I always do wonder with these sort of games, how does the guys talking to us, how do they see? How are they seeing what's going on? Like, there's no eyes around here other than my own.
Careful. This is so cool.
Quiet, please.
Alright, let's try again.
Concentrate on your breathing.
You will automatically fall off that. I mean, you would know this anyway because we've been through it, but so we just balance left and right. When it starts tilting one side, turn the other. I've never actually fallen off through trying to balance, so
Very good.
now we can head forward again.
Keep walking forward. I can't watch.
It is very slow paced, but you know, it is what it is.
I knew you could do it.
Alright, again, do not examine anything, just skip all the way through.
Be it next time.
Unlike the first playthrough we did, we had to examine this, that and the other. Ignore all that.
Maybe the rooms were for short work contracts.
2-week work contract?
Let's get out of
Or
here.
were people just visiting the spire?
Come on.
Check out the rooms, I guess.
Now if you just go to the top apartment straight away. Like
I
so.
lined up the pattern for you.
Nice and easy. And now this will allow us to exit.
Empty bedroom.
Don't scan anything.
Here we go.
Now we can once again climb up the outdoor feature here. Fixture feature, whatever you want to call it. And this is where we are going to get that missing achievement that we didn't get. And that's the one to cross the beam. Now, some of you guys may have reloaded your save and got this already, which is, again, is fine. It's fine. But for those that didn't, we are actually going to grab this now. And this one's going to get us the get busy living or get busy dying. Now, if you do fall off on this, if you lose balance and fall off, obviously you can climb up and get to the other side, but that's going to be no good for the achievement. So you are going to have to reload your save back from the beginning near the machine there. Let's climb on the beam.
It's a lot farther down. Are you sure?
Ignore all these apartments. We're not going in any of these on this run. Again, it's going to be as quick as possible. So now that we have gone across the beam, we have made our way up and onto this area here. So basically all we need to do here is actually enter the elevator through the security dome. Now we can examine the security panel, but we can't actually get through it yet. And we are going to have to head into some of the apartments here. Unfortunately, it's just something we can't avoid. And what you want to do, just head left and we'll just go into this first apartment.
Here's the code. I'm sorry I don't handle the beams very well.
Well, it shows you care, I guess.
And what we're going to be doing here is reading the canisters, the wishes.
The records
So like we did before, we're just going to have to hack into the first one. And this is going to take a little bit of a while.
Of what?
This will be the first canister, of course.
Require a playback device to learn more. There may be a way to access the recording through your wrist communicator with the aid of a signal amplifier.
Now there's no sort of set amount, I don't believe. Maybe like 5 or 6 canisters we need. We've basically got to wait for the dialogue to pop that will say Everett is a keeper.
Well, it's the only combination left. May as well
So obviously at first here we're just going through the dialogue, and then it's going to give us access to this new computer that will allow us to hack into these things. So this first one's obviously a little bit long, but that's fine.
Already done.
Come on, Mr. Config, let's go. Alright, so let's hack this first one.
Access the recording the same way you've been connecting to other systems.
Okay.
Okay, so the same process as before, just light up that whole side.
Hello, Grace. I've thought much about what I'd say when I got here. I know
So this is the first bit of dialogue.
that I make my wish count. So, I guess I wish for them to be proud of me. Thank you, Grace.
People came
And let's move on to the next one.
I'm unclear how she would go about granting
Come on.
the wishes of so many visitors.
All right.
That's the second one hacked.
I really don't know why you would choose me.
Again, you don't need to count how many you're actually doing here. Just keep picking them up until they mention Everett. You'll see the dialogue in a second.
Greatly honored. At my age,
So obviously we've done the first one, which allows us to hack these things.
That's all I can
And we've
recover.
read a second one now. Let's head.
Chose who came here.
I believe there may be one in the bathroom here. Okay, not the right room. Okay, so we've done this first one. Now let's head up the stairway.
I do not require a name.
We can try this room.
Make it easier if you had one.
I will let you know if a suitable name occurs to me.
I'll try to think of some too.
What's the code?
Of course.
Okay.
I am able to enter the codes directly if you would like.
Let her do it on her
Yep.
own if she wants.
Let the computer do it for you. Saves us time. Head inside again. Let's just put the torch on here. Okay, so we do have one in the bathroom here, so let's grab these first. So the one in the tube,
Let's try this one.
and again, just move it around till we fill that bar up.
my wish? Oh, I'll tell you my wish. 10 years ago, we're on Venus at the Big Dome. Huge crowd. Olympia Mons favored 4-1, loses 5-1. 6 years ago.
This is the third one.
Loses 2-1. 2 years ago, South Union again. This time up north, I took the boys 3 months round trip. They go 90 minutes.
Let's see how many it is that we
No score.
actually have to get before it triggers.
Penalties.
Again, we're not collecting these, so you don't need to worry about, missing any.
I wish that Olympia faces South Union again and destroys them. Like space me out the air.
Come along.
Humiliated. That would be a game. That's my wish.
That's my wish.
Olympia's still a crowd.
Alright, so let's go for a fourth one on the floor.
Grace was rendered inactive by football hooligans.
Grace likely fostered sports as an alternative outlet for uncontrolled aggression. Of course, people would come to her to share their passions.
There we go. Same process, hack away.
Mark Anthony Wong, and I was called to Grace from our station Phoenix. Not sure if anyone will hear this, but the whole tube system is shut down right now. People are not happy, and I'm getting a little scared, to be honest. I'll be locking myself
There should be
in until
another
the shuttle returns,
canister in this
and I'm leaving
building.
this in case,
Not sure we're actually going to get it on this one, but we'll soon find out.
That's a little ominous.
So there's another couple. I believe there's one in the bathroom. Not sure if this is going to give it us.
Mark Anthony here. Been moving around, keeping my head down. Won't be long before they start blaming us for schmutzing up the tubes.
Nice and quick, nice and easy. Well, that's 5 we've done so far, so I believe it could be 6.
I've got one. We can name him Pal Jr.
Let's head down this time.
I can do many things.
So
Pretty much
almost
any
directly
hardware.
opposite the
So you're a jack of all
lift
trades.
here.
So we could call you Jack.
What do you think of
And
that?
this one is the room with the
I will answer to
markings
Jack
on.
then, if you like.
You can do this room first. It doesn't really matter what order you do the rooms in.
You can do this one.
Of
This
course.
one with the markings on tended to be the one that gave us the information, but I have been in here before and it didn't give it us. So one in the tube. Let's see what we got.
I've been told that Grace is no longer receiving these messages, and the Keeper refuses to meet.
And then the one on the floor should
This
actually give it us.
unacceptable. No human, Keeper or otherwise, is above Grace.
Now that's interesting. Wonder what that's
Again, this is a little bit time consuming, but it is what it is. This should be the final one. You'll see what dialogue I'm talking about.
Hey, the tube system is no
There we
longer
go.
accepting wishes. If anyone knows how to reach Keeper Everett,
If anyone knows how to reach Keeper Everett,
Keeper
that's what we're
Everett.
after.
It sounds like keepers were spying.
Now we should have access to the elevator.
2955.
That's 20 years before this message.
So now
was
just go
recorded.
down the stairway.
So he stayed on
Again, if you're unsure, just go through the three
Why was there no record of that?
apartments.
Answers lie at the other end of these vacuum tubes.
So if we're outside the elevator, just to give you a perspective, one straight up there,
Central elevator
one
shaft.
straight up that side, and then I think one higher up in the middle. Easier.
Everett was a keeper?
Just read the canisters and you're good to go.
Lead
Now we
access
can
to
do the
elevator
panel.
to learn more.
Ah, a classic paradox.
Come along.
Logic.
Fine. If you're done snooping around, I will grab
Once we're
you
done this
rights to the
panel,
elevator. Or you
I'll
could
see you in the
uncover
next
more
area at
mysteries
least. Come on.
and learn
Let's go.
more about the people who came here.
Reaching the beacon is the priority.
And our control is basically telling us, obviously, what the priority is to reach the beacon. So
Smug.
don't go searching any further at this point and use the panel. We just need to light up all 4
Light the
corners.
corners of the pad.
Super easy.
You really
And then
need my help for this one.
turn off the
Common pattern
lights that are in the middle in the center here.
Give you something to do, right?
Done. Easy. And that's it. So now call the elevator and head into the next zone and I'll see you guys there.
Keepers must have been busy.
So now that we have gone through the elevator, we are going to get the final 2 achievements and complete this once and for all. So I'm going to do this in all one run, one video run. There's no cutting anymore any further.
Through what
And we are
means?
in the church right now, or whatever this is supposed to be.
Seems like the kind of place to make an entrance.
Skip everything. You don't need to examine anything at all in here. We've only got a couple of things we need to examine before we finish this up. And then you just want to climb this pile like we did before, but just straight up this time. No messing around. Nice and easy.
Seems to be holding my weight.
On to the next section. And this is actually much quicker than the first playthrough we did. Or should I say the ending is far quicker. No messing around or anything, so... Now continue straight through again, don't bother examining anything. Squeeze through the gap. Like so.
You'll want your light, Addy.
Switch our little light on. And now we're just coming up basically to the
Where this goes?
icy area.
That leads to the
You
next
remember
section
this
of the
one.
spire.
Hold on, Addy. The room is uncompressed. I don't believe it can be sealed.
Come on.
Something must have been
Let's pressurize it.
compromised.
We need to go through.
Want your helmet on.
Okay.
Tracks ahead lead to the highest
We just want to head into this room now.
lighthouse.
Is that where we'll find Grace's processors?
Obviously.
You need only worry about the beacon, Addie.
Now you remember this zone, right? This is where we took the little airlock hatch to the side there. We're not going through that this time. We're going to take a different path. So do the same as before. Hit the controls.
Operational.
Let me try it, Addie.
Okay.
Come on! It's ice again?
The force
So now we're just going to wait for control to
directing all power to control processors.
tell us what he wants us to do.
Great.
On one condition.
And what's that?
You shall have no others before me.
Cast aside that device on your wrist and continue with me alone.
Alone.
And that is what we are going to do.
But how will I communicate with you?
Mine is the only voice that resonates freely throughout every aspect of the spire. My words live within the vessel in which you stand now. They reverberate through the very walls of the enclave above. Through the many devices and instruments at my control.
Yep, I got it. You're everywhere.
What if she needs another
He's the Almighty.
She will not.
Is there another way to get to the top?
Of course.
So what we are going to have to do here is examine this airlock hatch. Only examine it, don't go out it.
At my side.
Right, so examine the airlock.
Out into the storm?
To your certain demise. Yes.
And now go to the window.
Your death is only marginally likely.
And when it allows you to examine the window,
Follow the funicular track up the mountain slope to the base.
these are obviously trying to persuade you to go through the airlock hatch, but
So
we're
I
not
give
going to
up my
do that.
options by throwing away my comm or take my chances in the storm.
It's an important decision, to be sure.
Okay, so examine the
If I
window.
throw this away, you'll take me to the top.
It will be done.
Don't you want to take on the storm together?
And now, as you can see, it says throwaway device. This is going to get you the Wilson achievement, and that will leave us with the final one for completing all this. So go ahead and throw away your device, like so.
What are you doing, Addie?
I'm gonna trust you on this.
Get a bit of peace as well. These guys stop talking.
Please don't leave us.
Bye. All right. Now we will make a move.
Your faith will be rewarded, Addie.
Thank you, Control.
What do you think will happen when the beacon is restored?
So now he's basically going to take us all the way to the top,
I will guide them.
instead of us having to traipse through all the snow and ice and then getting them ladders to work, if you remember that
Others
part.
will follow. Humans will
And there really isn't much further to go to get this done. Again, it's way faster than the previous run, which is good. We basically don't have to enter heaven, so it cuts a hell of a lot of time out. So there we go. There is a save point as well.
You will not.
So we don't.
So this door is just going to open up into that red area.
Forward has
So if you remember, we actually come through this doorway after we climb up the ladders. And it brings us right outside here, nice and easy.
Do you know where we're heading?
The only slow part here is actually reading the wall again. Again, you have to read both plaques. So we will go through that. And then I'll show you the final step. So it doesn't really matter. Let's read this one first instead.
Can you open it?
You need only know that it must open.
Okay. I'll see what I can figure out.
Okay, so inspect it when it allows us to.
No hidden switches or anything.
There's quite a few things to inspect on these.
Looks like someone's
Again,
being
time
slipped.
consuming, but it is what it is.
The keeper.
Come on, gotta be some more. There we go.
Faithful, vigilant, willing. I think it's the ancient tenets of the human in the loop. Grace's architects must have been more fearful of losing control over AIs than we are today because they gave them so much responsibility. I mean, it makes sense. Grace was the greatest AI undertaking in human history.
Alright, so that's the first plaque done. Now head on to the opposite side. Inspect as we did before.
Nothing here either.
Come on, it is a little bit slow.
The triangle here must be the spire, which would represent grace. And this would be the pilgrims coming to grace.
And I believe... Well, there's supposed to be some more, but there we go. The symbol on the top.
The keeper's door. So I assume it represents the keeper. This
And
ring
then the
represents
symbol
keeping
in the middle.
Grace. Curious that the keeper is situated above grace.
Coincidence.
The human in the loop again.
Alright, so that's that plaque done. Now we can head to the door and examine it.
If this is the symbol of the keeper, I figure only
Now
the
we've just got to
keeper is
wait
allowed
for
to
the
enter.
dialogue.
Maybe the keeper
Examine
was
again.
there. Maybe the door would open for him.
In walking with me alone, you have proven to be virtuous and faithful enough.
But not willing.
Are you?
Do I wish to be the new keeper?
Do you?
I wish to be the new keeper.
He speaks like a member of parliament.
I can't believe that worked.
Right, now we are in the final room.
God.
And again, do not touch anything in here. We are not doing the same route as we did before.
This must be where all the wishes are.
So this is the device. Obviously, last time we pressed the button and all that, we used the lever. Ignore all that.
You need only push the button.
Look to the left, you'll find the beacon button.
A new golden age.
He's basically told us to push the button, which we will examine about 4 times, I believe. So examine it.
So this beacon still works.
It worked before, and it will work again. By your hand, we will usher in an age of order and prosperity.
Examine it again.
I'm here to find Grace. I need to figure out a way to bring her back. There must be something else on this console.
Examine it a 3rd time.
And yet, here you are again.
Examine it a 4th time.
If I press this?
Humans would return
And
to
now
this
we
place,
should be able
and
to
order
press it.
would be restored,
How?
the same way it always has.
Which is...
The way Grace intended.
Just give us the answer. And then there we go. Now use the beacon button. And kablam!
We move forward.
That is it,
together,
boys and girls. That
as
is
was meant
it.
to be.
So what now?
So let's see this play out. And this, my friends,
You have proven
should give
yourself
you
worthy.
it is your destiny to follow control to the end.
And the people who come here?
It won't trigger just
Only
yet.
they'll trust you. What's keeping them from turning on you again?
Give it a minute or so.
Humans have wandered long enough. You have traveled millions of miles at great
But
personal
that,
risk to
guys, that
find
should
me. You
that should
have
complete the game for you. That's 35 achievements, all done and dusted. Again, take your time through all this. Put the video aside and come back to it if you are struggling with any bits. And of course, if you are struggling, just post a comment below and I'll do my best to reply and stuff like that. I'll always try and help out as much as I can. And if I can't help out, I know damn well my followers will help you out. So don't be afraid to ask any questions and stuff. But that should be it, guys. That is 100% completion on Return to Grace. And it isn't actually a bad game. It's not bad at all. So that's another completion for you, whether it's a platinum trophy or 1000G or whatever else they have on Steam and stuff like that. But it's a completion nonetheless. Well done. So thanks for sticking to it, guys. I appreciate you sticking around with me and following me all the way through this. This is 100% completion for Return to Grace, and my name is Carl. Peace out.